News while it is news. Your friendly mobile gas and mobile oil dealer brings you latest news and a suggestion to help make your car last longer. The mobile gas news service is on.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking about ducks for the last half hour. Now let's talk turkey. We're in this fight to the finish. And what does a smart guy do when he starts fighting?
I know, McGee. He gets somebody to hold his coat. Somebody that he knows won't go through the pockets while he...
That is very interesting. They have like different years and you can select one, as you just saw. It plays speeches, music, commercials, and everything else. So here it is.
Those they use in the Pacific. Interest.
Mm-hmm.
all kinds of stuff going on in there.
Yeah.
On 100 people, and the meetings start around noon, so they won't be coming over to your place until noonish. Over to the layouts until the meeting's over. Okay? So you don't have to open up early or anything.
Okay, good. I didn't know. I wanted to tell my guys so they knew.
The guy put it together, I had nothing to do with putting it together, that's not the kind of work to do.
Yeah, Gary is the one, he built those cabins from scratch.
They're really beautiful.
Yeah, they weren't kids.
I built another one, I can find some plans. That's a good thing, you know, to get the plans.
Yeah.
You know, something that's good, it's like this. No,
All these,
my father built one. He worked in the shipyard in Griffin. And he built it from scratch. And it was beautiful. I don't know what the hell he did. He put it in the museum somewhere. God knows where it is. So white markings on the, and I have some brass hull blocks. I don't think, one of them might have been for livery ship, I'm not sure.
well, I'll take any World War II stuff.
Yeah.
Because we got to put together a naval room.
What I had that was really cool was I had the, I don't know what you call it. They printed it out every day of what.
That's
Yeah.
anything like that.
If I come across it, I'll go in.
Yeah.
You know, there's no point in having something.
That's the problem. You can't, you know.
Yeah.
At least somebody will see it.
Yeah, somebody's people should see
Sure,
it. So, of course, I'll find another project. I'm working on two things right now.
That's it. Handiwork.
He passed away.
No, you got Florida.
I thought
I did. One of them did.
oh, it's like a fair now.
Yeah. Oh,
Shit, it's got more on this. Yeah, huge on this thing. Something.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, okay, this is an Italian ship. White, red, white stripe. That's the Arizona. Here. I'm good, thank you for the donation. Hang it up.
Somewhere.
Yeah,
Let it go.
the corner room, the room actually right next to where the current stuff is.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there, right
I
there.
thought that, when I saw that, that's why.
Yes.
Yeah. It was used in Vietnam quite a bit.
I know. It's just the quirkiest.
I learned so much. It's like, wow.
Yeah, and these guys really know lots of stuff.
wow. Mm.
Now there are people that can make music with this. I can't. That's a weird noise. He's making music though. That's music. But it'll also light a light bulb, just like the large one does.
I can touch that? Is that
Sure,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Nice.
And again, you know, that'll light the light bulb.
Lisa.
And if I only hold part of the bulb,
She likes
only part of it lights, because it's going there, riding on the surface of my skin, then to ground. Science fiction movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Seen those plenty.
Oh, yeah. It's showing how AC current. It's a magnet, and you're varying the magnet in and out
Oh,
of
look
the
at
coil.
they're stuck together. They're magnets.
So it's going in either direction. Where the electromagnet, in one direction, it'll go up. Like that. And this is the signal this is a spectrum analyzer. Now, normally, something like this in old days cost like $30,000 or $40,000. You can get an app for your computer or cell phone where
and it'll work.
Same thing, yeah.
Thank you.
And
Now,
you know, you can see
when I try to put the two
if
reds
you
together,
are
they don't want to touch.
rare.
And the blues don't want to touch. Flip through the blue and the reds want to touch. Not yet. Okay. So the reds, the blues don't want to touch.
If we crank this up,
Watch
we
this.
can get some voltage here. I'm creating some voltage. I'm storing in the
Moving it, I'm not even
capacitor.
touching it. That's because the blues don't want to touch. I'm chasing it.
And a normal conventional light bulb,
See how they want to touch? They
it'll
try to-
like
try to
short it
get-
out almost immediately.
Yeah.
Try to get the
Do the
blues
same
to
thing
touch.
again.
Yeah, they don't want to touch.
Now if we go over to an LED, the LED does not use as much electricity, so it lasts longer. So that's why they're trying to get you to use LED. Is a way that they use now. They use this with all the like the high-speed rail systems in Japan and that.
Okay.
That's how they get their monorails to function.
Oh, all right.
I also went.
There's no electronics whatsoever. Now this one does have a volume control. I mean, I can put this on. If I want it louder,
Oh, wow.
I don't want it loud enough, I just close it off. Let's see. And
Hi.
this is. Simple.
That's a good song.
Yeah.
And Red Cross with General Madden. Now there are the horses, the jockeys, their geographical beginnings.
All holes were punched in the wall and everything is back where it started. Police who
For people who are visually impaired.
Okay. Oh, all right.
So that's how they got books on the blind, for the blind.
Oh, wow.
Now later on, of course, But over time, these became much more high fidelity, and this is a stereo system. Like you would buy this and add it to your stereo system. That to the cassette, and of course the 8-tracks were famous for playing in cars, but they were also famous for warping. And people, you see them tossed to the side of the road. Now, when the cassette became real popular, they even developed an adapter to take the cassette, put that in there, and you could stick that in just like a cartridge.
Oh, okay.
So that's how that works.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Now this was an idea RCA came out with. Weren't satisfied with the commercially available units, so they. And if we take something from 1921, what people were listening to was something with their headsets. So they simply had this little device you would put your... Then they found that by curving the horn, they were getting a better fidelity. And they combined everything, put it all into one with the exponential horn. But their real breakthrough was when they first built the paper cone. And then they put it in a nice piece of furniture. And a few years later, he came up with what they call a duplex. Of course, that sounds a whole lot better than...
Oh, yeah. Than that, yes.
So, and if you learned the code, and you could run a wire from point A to point B, you could send messages that would and this is an example of the cable that was used in the bottom of the ocean. This is the deepest part of the ocean. And it's that center conductor in there is what's carrying the signal. All that other stuff is just armor plating to protect the cable. And the covering is something called gutta percha. The gutta percha is a rubber type material, and the fish don't like cables just because they were afraid they could get snared by anchors or fishermen and stuff like that. And very close to the shores itself, the cable was this thick. But again, only a single conductor was used. That's an early cable map, but now there are thousands of them. Teletype, and it's, he says, and that's when it actually does type out to the other, and there's no physical connection.
All right.
So a lot of it are glorified crystal sets, but some of them do have vacuum tubes. And you had to hold $261 or so in 1921 dollars, basically, and then the other higher voltage batteries for the... And then these are radios that you would probably put in other rooms in the house. The big ones would be in the living room. These would be the Clay. They made the Melody Cruiser. You know, they made the came up with the circuit to deal with that static problem. Everyone thought, well, just make a little box to eliminate the static on AM radios and control it with her foot.
Oh, all right.
There's another school of thought on it. The school they had was absolutely marginal to get back, and sometimes it wasn't really enough.
It was at a desperate time of the war before. I mean, we had lost.
And then integrated circuits and so on and so forth.
It would be nice to scan all the videos before they...
That was, you know, a black and white camera, and it could be made to work again if we had another, like, rack or two.
No, I like it.
We had some early television sets, only black and white.
But anyway,
I have a large picture, but that's why you put the magnifier in front of it.
So, they're like, no, it doesn't do it. But,
hardware store in the country where people could take their tubes out and test them and find the bad one, replace that. Picture tubes in from the TV.
Mm-hmm.
On the right side, they are camera tubes.
No, not done. Not done. So my wife
and then
billing services part of the organization.
And then the original remote control. Well, not the original, but the very early remote controls. Xena came out with remote control. Sean, because it costs too much money. Nowadays, you can do everything with your cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
A big city would have rooms full of women at boards like that, dealing with stuff. And of course, I dial. The phone will ring and make connection. And it will reset and ready to go again.
Ready to go again. Wow. This thing actually works. Watch. Did you hear the dial tone? Alright guys, check this out. I'm gonna dial the phone, see if Mickey answers. This is where I dialed it from.
Did you see the firehouse? Did you work that one?
Well, why not? Let's see it. Okay. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff to school. So now the kids are going. Hey, the kids are going now. But the kids want to know the bus stop. So now we're going home.
Passengers can view the equipment exhibited here, as well as a tour of the modern restoration shop.
Jersey City, New Jersey to Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. So this is the Jersey Central, the Jersey City station, and this would then be the Hudson River over here. This is a mock-up. This is not the finished product. We're working with that.
It's in the works.
It's in the works, yeah. So we just got to get an idea for looks and feel and that type of thing. We work a lot from photographs and that type of thing.
Yeah.
Over the years. This is the yards in Elizabethport. There's a coal dumper over here. This actually picks up a whole coal car and dumps it down into the barge and puts it back on the track.
Nice.
We go through here and it's still Elizabethport. This is a Victory ship, which was at the end of World War II. That was a Liberty ship, was redesigned, and that's a model of a Victory ship that was called.
Very nice.
And we come around here and we're in eastern Pennsylvania. So the railroads we have, typically Lehigh Valley and the Central Railroad in New Jersey. There also was the Delaware and Hudson, and Lackawanna was involved in it too. Which we kind of like that Coca-Cola sign over there on the rock. It's one of our members painted that. But this is pretty much how it looked in 1953. That's our COVID forest. The guys built trees during COVID, and they come out, we had a forest. And this is Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. This building was a station it still exists, but it's a health insurance building. And this is the steelworks in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Yep, I've been there plenty of times.
Have you?
Yeah.
What do they call it, stacks or
Steel mill stacks or something like that.
Yeah.
You can actually go, not in it, but you can go around it, climb the stairs and stuff.
Yep, exactly.
Because the casino's over there too, and the hotel. Yeah, but I've been there.
This is the area that you go up to. You know, there's a track behind there. You see it's wide, and that brought the material to the furnaces.
Yeah.
So you can actually walk and look at those cars. They're still there. That's good. That's helpful. People that have been there,
yeah.
I think particularly enjoy it. This is a temporary loop. We're going to get the room next door, and that's going to be Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania. We're going to build the mountainous area and that type of thing. Wow. This is a specialty. One of our founding members, the last one, just passed away, and he was into circus train, so we kind of brought that out in his memory. So when we go into that other room, this disappears. It goes into the other room, and then it comes back, and it comes back at this level here.
Okay.
It continues on around. This is the brains behind the trains.
You guys do great work.
This is a coal breaker that they process the coal as it comes out of the mine, take the impurities out, and sort it different sizes and that type of thing.
Nice.
There were 400 of these in that valley in Pennsylvania. There's none of them left.
Wow.
And he's the guy who built this one.
All the wires and stuff, guys.
Yeah,
Look at all the wires, how it works, mechanicals.
See, each engine now has an address. So you punch in the cargo. So this is the Lehigh Valley in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania.
Very nice.
And this is the Wilkes-Barre end of the line. We're doing a lot of 3D printing now. That's a real game changer. These walls are all 3D printed, and the windows and everything. That's how he's making them.
Wow. Yeah, you do a lot with 3D printing now.
Yeah.
It's amazing. There you go, guys. You got behind the scenes look of how it's all done and how it works out and built and made. Basically a compass.